Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Advice, where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we checked out what we could get with all of the goodies that we got from the Alexander raids from the episode before. And we also started doing the Hildebrand questline for Heavensward. And today we're going to continue it. I pray this day finds you well, Lyn, or at least better than it finds me. Seems I have no choice but to seek out that inspector and convince him to surrender up his mammoth to me. 'Twas unearthed under most suspicious circumstances after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy it might hold. Therefore the Inquisition would conduct a thorough inspection, and if needs must, destroy it. Given his affinity for the contraption, I fear the inspector may not be amenable to my request. Nevertheless, he must be made to see that it is in the interest of public safety. Would you be willing to help me persuade him? Fury be praised, at least you have seen reason. Let us pray. Let us pray he will as well. Bah. I'm given to understand that while the inspector and his assistant have been wandering all over the city with the mammoth in tow, they often frequent the gazebo near for Tom's Manor. With any luck, they will be there now. Verily shall we scour all creation, from the deepest pit of the seventh hell to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for the answers we seek. Every day shall be filled with grand adventures, the stuff of fairy tales and legends. Huzzah! Grand adventure in the deepest pits of the seven hells. Just so, such is the creed of Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Well posed, Suji, well posed. That there so you have the potential to be an exemplary inspector someday. Right, that's enough of that. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisition Doctrine, I hereby command you to surrender that mammoth of suspected heretical origin into my custody. Why hello there, Lyn, and Inquisitor Seer, ever the jester, accusing poor Gigi of being a clockwork heretic when 'tis plain to see that he is merely a precocious young lad. Ah, there you go again, confusing the poor girl. As if those big, beautiful, boxy eyes aren't the soul of femininity. Nashu, please. Were you not witness to the magnificent display of Mandervillian masculinity mere moments ago? That's because you haven't taught her any better. She needs a proper role model to show her what's what. Why is Lyn so happy to see this? Why is she so, amused by all this? Mrs. Adair, Inspector Sir, what is all this commotion? We can hear you from the courtyard. Ah. Oh, Lord Edmund, my sincerest apologies for the disturbance. I am come to seize this mammoth on behalf of the Inquisition, a fact which I clearly explained to the Inspector before you arrived. At which point they set to bickering about the contraption's gender. What say you, my lord? Do you think Gigi is a boy or a girl? It's clearly a strapping young lad, no? Fury take me, not you too. Has the whole world gone mad? Fine, fine, but even supposing that this Gigi is a real boy, you cannot deny that the circumstance of this discovery and miraculous resuscitation were most unusual. He cannot be suffered to roam the city with impunity until the Inquisition has determined that he's not a threat. I beg your pardon. Miraculous resuscitation? Resuscitation? I hate that word. I see. Then, until such time as Gigi recovers his memory, I'm happy it would be best if you adopted him as a ward of House Manderville. I will even stand as witness here and now if you wish. Adopt? Then that would make me Gigi's father. That is the Inquisition would think better of charging any action which might threaten the cordial relationship between our two houses. Yes, of course. I'll do it. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, do hereby grant this child the patronage of House Manderville. Papa Hildy, Papa Hildy. The Inspector's finally become a father. It's so beautiful. Quite. And now that you need no longer fear the Inquisition, you are free to show Gigi more of our fair city indeed. I strongly encourage you to do so. Mayhap, by the grace of the Fury, something will jog his memory. Thank you, Lord Edmund. I shall not forget this kindness. Come, my faithful assistant, my beloved son, we must away. Oh, hello, Nay. I would not presume to question your grand design, but... Gah, confound it all! Well, mayhap I cannot attain the mammoth, but I'm still within my rights to preserve the blasted thing. I like how there's just always one, just well-grounded character, which just goes insane. Lord Godward will be pleased to hear his son is hale and hearty as ever. Not that I would ever presume to meddle on another father's behalf, and certainly not without consent. Me thinking I can mount up in a city again. I've played this game for an ungodly amount of hours, and I still keep forgetting it. I still automatically just press the mount button. Come now, Gigi. Surely gazing upon this wondrous work of Asgardian architecture stirs something within your soul. This grand manor of House Duran, Melton sort? Pray do not fill the boy, the mammoth's head, with such nonsense. That is the supreme sacred tribunal of Hellenic inquisitory doctrine. I should know. I work there. Furthermore, I am quite certain that there is no House Duran Meltempsart, and that it is a rather a ludicrous portmanteau of the four high houses, including that esteemed house, which but recently stood as witness to your adoption. Well, Gigi, do you remember anything? No, nothing. I say, rather than parading him before the grandiose, why not give him a taste of something more prosaic? Let us make our way to the holy stables, that he might bask in the singular sights, sounds, and smells of Ishgard's famous chocobos. Splendid specimens of horse-bird flesh, would you not agree? In the hands of a skilled jockey, any one of them could take first place at a saucer. The chocobos are the pride of Ishgardian's cavalry, and any temple knight who dared exploit them for personal gain would answer to the Fury herself. How about now, Gigi? Do you remember anything about Ishgard? Be sure to sniff the chocobos, it might help. Sniff, sniff. It didn't. You know, just because you found him in a cursed snowbank, it doesn't mean he hails from Ishgard. Which is why we ought to try taking him to the markets and exposing him to all manner of goods from across Eorzea. Excellent suggestion, Inquisitor. Wait, am I now complicit in this farce? Fury, forgive me. Yes, you are. But I want one. I want one. Buy me a chocolate, please, Father. Father, that strange-looking thing is staring at us. Jeet, 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 jeet. Am I that strange looking? Jesus, you okay? Somebody falling out of the sky. Breaking their legs. busting their kneecaps. Why bother? It's no use. No, Gigi, you must not give in to despair so easily. Did I not promise you days filled with grand adventures and eventual discovery of your mislaid memories? Spirits, Gigi, spirits! My word, a vase flung from the ground with reckless abandon. Could this be the opening salve of an indiscriminate campaign of vandalism? One waged by your wild gesticulations, perhaps. At least look before you strike a pose. The gods only know how much that vase costs. 123,504,000 gil. At last assessment. 'Twas over 700 years old and graced the homes of a dozen archbishops, 8 counts, 2 lord commanders, and 1 duke. 100 million gil! Oh, Helone, why have you forsaken me? Well, would you look at that? More cutscene? Yes. It's a miracle. Nay, the divine intervention of the Fury herself. Did I do that? Chiji, my boy, that was marvelous. You're a born artisan, just like father. Papa, heal this, Papa. Your grandpapa Godbert, the man who woke you with a few gentle taps to the noggin. You wouldn't believe what else he can do with a hammer of his. My son folks say he wields the very powers of life and death. Once he and the missus come back from their tour of the Western Highlands, I'm sure they'd love to see that trick of yours. Do not demean this mammoth's power as a mere parlor trick. We just witnessed a miracle, and I demand that you all acknowledge it. This mammoth... Sir, I say, sir, 100 million gil for the mammoth. Nay, 100 million gil and the Duke's priceless vase. My word, is this what passes for trade in Ishgard? Gigi is my flesh and blood. I will not sell him at any price. Please, Papa Hildy, no more. I know you mean well, but we can deny the truth no longer. I am a mammoth. Gigi, whatever has gotten into you? You are my son. You are a Manderville man. Listen to your papa, Gigi. You're a Manderville girl, through and through. Stop it, both of you. You're not my papa or my mama. Well, it is only to be expected. Gigi is at a rebellious age. I hate this game. Strange as it may sound, I too tested my parents' patience, and that on more than one occasion. But if they could weather the storm, then so can I. I say you find out what's got him thinking he's a mammoth. But he is a mammoth. How can you not? Never mind. The course of fatherhood never did run smoothly, but I, Hildebrand, guardian of Gigi, doting parent extraordinaire, shall find a way to overcome this trial, and be reconciled with my beloved son. That's the spirit. Solving a simple case of childhood rebellion should be easy for a man who's unmasked thieves, defeated duelists, and led armies of the undead. Yes, yes, it's all very... Wait, what's that about the undead? Actually, don't tell me. For now, all that matters is finding that mammoth. We should begin by speaking with the sentry stationed at the city gates and the airship landing. If Fury help us, he has left Ishgard. We need to know about it sooner rather than later. I'll visit the Ark of the Worthy, while the inspector and his assistant head to the airship landing. You can question the guard at the gate near the manufactory, after which we will regroup there and share our findings. Dismissed. Well. Alright. My nose. My nose. Oh, nose. Send help. I'm doing Hildebrand there, so, you know. It does make my brain cells go backwards a few steps. Which is perfect for this kind of stuff. Can I even get... No, I need to be up there. As you can see, my brain is rapidly deteriorating. Hello. Little fellow with a wide-brimmed hat. Oh, he came through here. Bought passage on a supply ship bound for Falcon's Nest. One of them... What's his name? Lalafels, right? A fun little buggers. Seemed keen to be anywhere, but here. Why is everybody blind? Well, if Gigi had left the city, it was not by the main gates. And the sentries at the airship landing have not seen one matching his description. Falcon's Nest, Fury, take me. Must we return to the freezing pit of despair? Wheresoever Gigi goes, I will follow him, and find him and embrace him as my son once more. However, I surmise our final destination lies far beyond the walls of said outpost. Indeed, there is but one reason he would return to those frozen wastes. To frolic in the snow and cast his worries to the wind. Really? You seemed in no mood to frolic when last I saw him. As I recall, he used his arcane powers to mend a vase, only to become morose and belligerent when it became clear to him that he was, in fact, a mammoth. One might even say he remembered what he was. Remembered his purpose. And so he returned to Western Kurthus, that famous breeding ground for heresy, where first we found him. Come to his heretic masters! Heretic masters, to share with them the intelligence he had gathered on the city. At long last, the undeniable and unquestionable, the unmistakable scent of heresy. What are we standing around for? We have a heretic to catch. Inspector, I'm starting to think that Inquisitor's theories might not think very highly of our little girl. It is possible, but I would not presume to know his feelings ere he voiced them explicitly. Until such time as he does, we should endeavor to surreptitiously bring him around to the opinion that Gigi is a boy of pure heart and good intents. Subtlety in all things, Nashu. That is the Manderville way. Right. Actually, now I'm thinking about it now. Can't I just, like, waltz through here and just end up at Falcon's Nest as opposed to having to freaking... Suppose they're paying for teleporting? Yeah, I can just be here. What is wrong with me? Look at me saving money, even though my money is rapidly decreasing. Camera also got some crafting gear and gathering gear for upcoming quests. So yeah. Aha! I knew it. The mammoth immediately left the outpost and looks to have headed north along the river. By the Fury, I cannot wait to finally catch him in the company of heretics. I don't much like your tone, Inquisitor. If our baby girl ran afoul of any heretics, she'd look them square in the eye and tell them she doesn't want any. Hey, Inspector. I think I just had one of those moments, you know, of insight. Maybe Gigi came out here to find Lord Godbert. I did tell her grandpapa might like to see that trick of hers. Brilliant deduction, Nashu. He must be eager to meet his grandparents. The self-same ones he renounced when he declared you were not his father? Ah ha ha ha! What a fine young gentleman, eager to explore his heritage. Let us make haste, my friends, for a reunion of 3 generations of Manderville's beckons. I really can't be bothered. Follow the footprints. And more like follow the marker on the map. Continues to the north. Far, far to the north. The mammoth lies motionless in the snow, fragments of ice stuck in its cap, suggesting the impact of something small and round traveling at high speed. My head. Who? Oh, it is you. You followed me. Oh, Gigi, if you wanted to have a snowball fight with your grandparents, you should have said so earlier. Papa Hildy was very worried, though he is glad to see you are unharmed. It would seem he was struck by a snowball, much like these Steinbocks. These dead Steinbocks. Are you sure he isn't damaged? As if a mere blow to the head could fell our Gigi, we Mandervilles are made of sterner stuff. I myself have been driven headfirst into the earth. Oh, no fewer than 24 occasions, several times from bombs above. And my mind is not as brilliant for the experience. I expect the Earth was not as brilliant for the experience either. Why are you... Are you nodding? Oh, he's behind me, isn't he? Well, good fortune to cross paths with you lot so far from civilization. Forgive me for not taking notice earlier. I was engrossed in my duel with Julian. But how rude of me. Would you care to join us? Grandpapa Godbird, Grandpapa Godbird. Mama Nature says you wield the powers of life and death. I beg of you, Grandfather Godbird, grant me life, make me a real boy. Yep. No? Another cutscene? Yes? No? Yes, another cutscene. Are you sure about this, son? It may sting a little. I will endure whatever I must to become a real boy. Then let us begin. This body, it's everything I ever wanted. It's perfect. Thank you, Grandpapa Godbird. Thank you. Oh, but I've not even begun to begin. Beauregard, guide my hammer. Papa Hildy, I am a Manderville man. Gigi, my son, come to your father. Let me have a look at you. Papa Hildy. Gigi. This is Final Fantasy XIV. What? Jesus fucking Christ. Look at how happy he is. Now that brings back some memories. Papa Hildy, oh dear, who could have done such a thing? But Fury, it's just like the face all over again. Miraculously restored to its original form. Gigi, my boy, upon further consideration, I believe that this body may suit you best. It is, how should I put this, more manageable. And much more adorable. But how can I ever be accepted as your son if I remain a mammoth? Is that what's been troubling you all this time? But why didn't you say so? A Manderville man is more than mere flesh and bone. He is vigor, compassion, honor. A gentleman for all seasons. Be you man or machine, it makes no difference. If they call you a mammoth, you look them in the eye and say, "Nay, I am a Manderville mammoth." Mother, father, forgive me for not consulting with you earlier, but circumstance have forced my hand. I have formally adopted Gigi as my son and ward of House Manderville. Ye gods, I knew I was fond of the mammoth, but did you hear that woman? Our son's gone and got himself a son. Grandpapa Godbird, Grandpapa Godbird. Huh, it all makes sense now, Grandpapa Godbird and Grandmama Julian. I've been waiting years to hear those words, Grandpapa Godbird, Grandmama Julian. Few things in life are grander than becoming a grandparent, as they say. And what's so bloody grand about it? I'll not be made grandmother to a bloody buggering mammoth. It's past time I beat some sense into my beloved boy. Fury, take me. I'd heard the tales of dark nights before, but no, it couldn't be. No, I think it was something far worse. Heretical like as not, but rules be damned. I'm not risking my life to find out. I mean, it looks more like, you know, a warrior than a dark knight, but, you know, it's near here or there. Anyway, you're good to it? They're mad. Utterly mad, the whole damn lot of them. How their house could rise to such prominence, I will never understand. Well, at least the mammoth seems to have overcome its existential crisis. Before today, I didn't know a mammoth could have an existential crisis. Wait, what am I saying? It's a mammoth. Ugh, why should I care what it claims to think or feel? Fury take me, their idiocy is infectious. I mustn't allow myself to fall prey to it. Follow procedure, report to your superior. One step at a time, one step at a time. Laner's just meanwhile freezing to death. Back to the foundation. Mon. Ebon foundation mon. Whoopsie. Right then, my superiors, having been informed of the mammoth's adoption by House Manderville, as witnessed by House Fortons, proceeded to take me to the task for my gross mishandling of the situation. They remain convinced that the mammoth is the product of heretical machinations and have commanded me to redouble my efforts to prove this incontrovertible fact. That may prove problematic, however, as Gigi seems to have forsaken his quest to recover his memories and thrown himself wholly into his new life as a Manderville mammoth, casting about for any hint of a case alongside his doting father. In any event, though I do not share my superiors' conviction, I think it's safe to say that there is something exceedingly unusual about that mammoth. You saw with your own eyes how effortlessly it restored that vase, and itself to its original form. Reconstructive magics are not particularly rare, but his are unlike I have ever seen before. And then we get a very similar cutscene from before, but this time with more peeps, I think. A slightly different thing. Yes, I do keep forgetting to put away the chat block for this. I only just noticed. Alright, we can do even more of this now. That you stand here before me is proof that Halone smiles upon this day. I have need of your assistance then, and before you think to run away screaming in terror, I pray you hear me out. It concerns the esteemed and now missing and presumed dead Knights of the Heavensward. None have returned to the capital since all the unpleasantness began. Yet recently we have heard rumors of these honored sirs walking the streets. 'Tis heresy most foul, I say, and I mean to get to the bottom of it. But we will need all the help we can get, which means, Fury take me, we could benefit from a certain individual's serendipity. Besides, if we don't seek him out, he's like to show up at the worst possible time anyway. At least this way, it'll be on our terms. And we can keep an eye on that boy, Mammoth. Mammoth? Yes, right. Oh, you must be wondering why I asked you to come. Well, you see, you and the inspector seem to enjoy a natural report, so... Praise Alone, for a moment I was afraid you'd make me beg. This may well be my last chance to prove my worth to my superiors, and if I can't... to Fort Tom's Manor. Because Gigi, such behavior is unbecoming a gentleman. But why, Papa Hildy? Why is it unbecoming, gentlemen? Ah, Inquisitor Sir, Lynn. Good evening to you both. Are you come to as adoring fans or on business? Business. Always business, you may be assured. Then I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am at your service. Is it robbery, murder, tax evasion? Avoision? Wait, before we get into that, what's going on here? Much as it pains me to admit it, my beloved Gigi, the apple of my eye, the fruit of my loins, attempted to deface this lovely gazebo. Naturally, as his father, it falls to me to see him return to the straight and narrow. That's not true. I was drawing a family crest for our home. Now, Gigi, I know you're fond of this gazebo, as are we all, but it belongs to Lord Edmund. You wouldn't want to steal from Uncle Edmund, would you? I guess not, but then where is our gazebo, Papa Hildy? And does it have a warm stove, like and with a steaming kettle too? Oh, Gigi, don't you see, we have no need for kettles or gazebos. As gentlemen inspectors, the world is our oyster. We can go whither we please, where the red fern grows or the wild rose blooms. And yet you've been sleeping in Lord Edmund's gazebo for how long? I don't care about wild roses. I want to live in a gazebo with Papa, Hildy, and Mama Nashu. Gazebos are quite expensive and dangerous if not domesticated. Ah! Dangerous indeed, my boy. And besides, we are gentlemen inspectors, free to travel the length and breadth of Eorza in search of a case. Does that not sound more thrilling than whittling away the hours beneath the gazebo? I guess. If it's a case you want, you need not go so far. We are currently investigating reports of individuals masquerading as Knights of the Heavensward. These contemptible charlatans are rumored to have tricked several hapless maidens into attending private parties for a small fee, with the promise of enjoying the company of these great sirs. Those who were foolish enough to attend found their experience to be so traumatizing that they have refused to discuss them in detail. Needless to say, your assistance in this matter would be greatly appreciated, and for it you shall receive due compensation. Say no more, Inquisitor, say no more. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am well versed in the ways of the fair sex. Since when? Oh, her. Mummy, Mother Dearest, I was under the impression you had departed for Ul'dah. And leave my beloved boy to keep on playing and being an inspector as well as a father to a bloodied mammoth. Bugger that, you're coming home right this instant. How can you say such things? It is my life's calling to be an inspector, and Gigi is my son. He is a Manderville man. Grand. Grand as it is to see you, you have come at a most inopportune time. The young women of Ishgard are in need of a champion to defend them from fiends most foul. Come, Nashu. Come, Gigi. We shall demonstrate to my mother how peerless investigative skills and bring these criminals to justice. Whatever. I did not read that correctly, probably, but whatever. Thal's balls is stubborn. Probably gets it from his sorry arse of a father. I trust you a lot will help me keep him out of trouble. Right then, come along. Well, that could have gone better. And worse. Let's not keep them waiting. Please, do you think me so foolish to fall for their charade? From what I heard from the others, they said knights bore not even the slightest resemblance to the Heavensward. As if I had not already memorized every detail of my dear Sir Adolphel's face. Oh, wherever could he be? He's dead. I'm truly outside her grace. My allowance, all gone to waste on those. Oh, I dare not say it. Mayhap those awful rumors are true. Mayhap I must needs accept that he now walks in alone his halls. Yes, he doesn't walk in any halls. He's dead. No glory, just death. For those individuals. I demand satisfaction, swift and terrible vengeance. How dare they prey upon a lady's emotions to line their pockets with gil? If Sir Sheribert were here, he'd purged a lot of them like the festering sickness they are. Ah, yes, a pity he too remains missing. So very much a pity. Yeah. Papa Hildy, that grandmama over there is staring at us. Now, Gigi, a gentleman must be more careful with his words. First of all, you have only one grandmother. Second, and this is tremendously important, never, ever call her that. At least, not yet. Promise? Yes, father, I promise not to call Grandmama Julian, Grandmama Julian. Greetings, my lady. Oh, ain't you a charmer? And then I was thinking I might have to rip your bloody head off if you said the G word one more time. Like that, Papa Hildy? Ah, my faithful assistants. Have you gleaned any new information? Other than the fact that these women scorned seem to detest the fake knights with every fiber of their being. These two women were telling me all about how what they do if they cornered Sir. Is this the best you can do then? Bloody oaths and girlish fantasies? And you call yourself a Manderville man? I assure you, Mother, we are only just getting started. The tapestry of lies and deception behind which the truth hides is oft unraveled with the tug of a single loose thread. I say, young lady, I would beg but a moment of your time. Somehow I doubt that young lady was targeted by the Charlians we seek. Or charlatans. Charlians. It is true, I too was taken in by the false promise of those awful, awful men. Long have I yearned for a chance to meet Sir Vilgien, whatever. So when they said I finally could, I didn't hesitate for a moment. But when they escorted me to the manor and unbit the blindfold, I looked on the hideous faces of the so-called grandsires, I screamed and fled. And they were gone when I returned with the watch. But their neighbors said they had overheard them speaking about seeking shelter in a place called Idleshire. I know not much, but I pray this information helps you in your search. My lady, I swear to you, here and now, I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall not rest until these dastardly fiends are punished for their foul crimes. Huzzah! 3 cheers for Papa Hildy! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray. And there you have it, our quarry can be found in Idleshire. Come, my loyal assistants, justice waits for no gentleman. It's all well and good, but I've never heard of this Idleshire, have you? You mean we're to travel to the Divanian hinterlands? Right now, just like that? Rendezvous? I feel like I've been to this place before. It's not rendezvous, but whatever. Truly, this magnificent settlement is a testament to the hard-working camaraderie of our Uplander and Gobby citizens. Yes, well, I'm just glad we're no longer being pursued by fire-breathing dragons, musket-wielding crabs, and bomb-throwing goblins. You know, the other ones. But they were no match for Lady Julian and that pan of hers, am I right? I want to see her make the bad gobbies fly again. God's sakes. Hildy, excepting Lynn, this lot would be dead in a ditch somewhere if it weren't for me. Nonsense! I would never let any harm come to my loyal assistant or my beloved son. If I may interject. Now then, let us split up and question the good people of Idleshire. My keen inspector sense tells me that one of them has knowledge of the false knights we seek. Rip's here. Rip. The music of this place is just engraved in my mind. Yes, yes, Loudjocks knows of grandsires. Sneaky uplanders keep to yourselves, mingle not with Gobbyflock, but each to one. Loudjocks says, no questions, only Jingleshine. Oh, you must be talking about them grandsires. They drifted into Idleshire some time ago, as I recall. Pay visits to the Great Library, though. I couldn't tell you why. Oh, I know all about the grandsires. They keep to themselves in that building of theirs south of the round spot. You'd best watch out, though. They're a dangerous bunch, liable to kill you if you're looking at them cockeyed. It's entirely possible that I've gone completely and utterly mad, but are you perchance the long-lost twin sister of an Ishgardian noblewoman? What? Look behind you, a three-headed gubu! Why do I feel like I've not seen the last of that old woman? If only we had the testimony of a cornered citizen which could conveniently direct us to the villain's precise location. The grandsires are holed up in a building to the south of the markets. Good show, Lynn. There, that's the one. Come, let's inform the others. Oh, whoops. Not a cutscene. It seems that no one is home. There's naught we can do but wait then. Papa Hildy, I just want to say that I really like this place. I think you and me and Mama Nashu could have lots of exciting adventures if we stay here. You may be right, Gigi. This community seems to have fostered an enlightened, free society, welcoming of honest souls willing to work and contribute to the greater whole. Did anyone happen to see a gazebo on the way in? As I live in Scar, Hildebrand, Heliodor, Maximilian Manderville. Could that be? I say, could that be Slowfix coin toss? Do you know this Gabi, Inspector? I most certainly do. Why, Master Slowfix was my very first employer. When traveling through Sandland long ago, Gobbyflock was waylaid by Uplander bandits. With no jingly shine to pay brass plates, we had no way to backtake goods. Until we make busy deal with Gentleman Uplander, that is, with fastness he finds Uplander bandits and brings much banky boom, and returns to goodly Gobby's missing goods and great justice. Henceforth, Slowfix gains new appreciation for Uplanders, but for chance encounter with Gentleman Uplander, he never conceived of egalitarian utopia. One may even claim he'll be a founding father of Idleshire, with metaphorical tongue flaps, that is. Oh, the memories. It was a near thing, for the bandits were clever enough to see through my ingenious disguise as an innocent milkmaid, but in my haste to escape I tripped over a barrel of fire sand, and as they say, boom gobby boom. Core, no busy deals for the wicked. No busy deals indeed. But leaving that delightful anecdote aside, ye gods, Master Slowfix, just looking at what you and your flock have made of these ruins is making me big eyes. Gobbyflock has come a long way since wandering days, but we have not forgotten Gentleman Uplander's kindness. Slowfix is here to offer hand-lending. Well, far be it from me to refuse. My son Gigi has grown quite fond of your magnificent city, and so I should like to stay here with him and my assistant for a time. It would not require much in the way of accommodations. A humble gazebo, for example, would more than suffice. Why settle for a gazebo when perfectly good estate right behind you? Residents of a building in arrears with Slowfix happily evict them. But we were pursuing the fiends who lived here on suspicion of defrauding young women. Fraud? Is in Slowfix a egalitarian utopia? This he will not abide. All the more reason to let Gentleman Uplander and his flock stay instead of Grand Stairs. No need for jingly shine either. As a grand gazebo to call our own. I do not know what to say. Thank you, Master Slowfix, thank you. No need for teary tongue flaps. Gobbyflock is possessed of moral obligation to repay Gentleman Uplander for past generosity. Enjoy new gazebo, and good luck with hunt for Grand Stairs. Papa Hildy, since it's our gazebo, is it okay if I draw our family crest on it? I can think of no better way to celebrate this joyous occasion, and perhaps draw the ire of our new home's former tenants. Come, let us go and purchase some paints together. This gazebo shall be your canvas. Now he's gone and gotten himself a sodden gazebo. Bloody else. He really thinks I'm gonna let him keep on playing at being a father. Yes, more cutscenes, more cutscenes. Still no sign of the notorious Grand Sears. I dare say we're going to need more paint. Okay. And with that, my friends, we're gonna end off over here. Now, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Just Set us playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we're gonna go and deal with even more Hildebrand madness. Goodbye.